on, Leo? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazzy, your reader for today. This is going to be just a quick next 72 for you guys. I hope y'all are doing good. I hope y'all are hanging in there. Manifesting your best life, okay? This is the time to do it, all right? We do have a new moon coming up on the 19th of May. I'm not sure what sign it's in. I haven't looked, or I've looked, but I can't remember at the moment, so I'm not even going to gas you on what that is. But, you know, I would look it up to see, you know, how you can use this energy when it comes. All right. So, Spirit, what's going on for the for Leo's next 72, please? What they need to know. Okay, anything else? Oh, you see that? So at the bottom we have healer. All right. So some of you may be working on healing, maybe doing that yourself. So the next 72 we have self-expression and I am presence. So water and cosmos. Okay. So some of you may be going to the beach, getting in the water, doing some cleansing. If you're guided to do that, highly recommend. I always do. But some of you are just more so in this area of wanting to maybe get creative. Some of you may be creating new, having new creative ideas that are coming up for you at this time, that Spirit wants you to go ahead and, you know, take advantage of and go ahead and use, or actually put into action in some type of way. Okay. I feel like this is really a time to really, I feel like some of you may be really needing to practice being present, being more present with yourself, doing some meditating, going within, allowing yourself to maybe express yourself in some type of way. Some of you have been holding on to some things that need to be released, and this is a time where I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to do that. All this blue here, this is definitely giving me throat chakra energy. So it's going to be important for you guys to really allow yourself to tap into your higher self, to your higher wisdom, to get still with yourself, to really, you know, make sure that you're not saying things, you know, or expressing yourself in ways that really are ultimately not serving you. Okay. Allow yourself to be present. You know, we have dreams came out in reverse. So some of you may be having dreams at this time, but you're ignoring them. Some of you may not be really paying attention to the messages that are coming through your dreams, and they could actually be helping you at this time. So if you're kind of thinking like, well, that doesn't make sense, and if just because it doesn't make sense in the moment doesn't mean that it won't hold any significance later. So I would keep that in mind. Okay, let's get one more Spirit for Leo's. What else is going on for the next 72? Hammock. Yeah, Spirit wants you to relax. Okay, the next 72, Spirit really wants you to take some time to really meditate, to really allow yourself to see maybe a situation or yourself from a different perspective, a higher perspective. I feel like and at the bottom we have strength in this deck. Okay, so I feel like that's, in my eyes, your card, Leo. Okay, so the strength in the tarot, that's your card. So it's like, you know, allowing yourself to be present in your right now moment, you know, not thinking too far back on the past and not thinking so far ahead in the future, just allowing yourself to really, you know, be in the present moment. You know, don't ignore your dreams at this time. I feel like your dreams may have messages for you. You may be seeing, having signs or guidances coming through your dream state. For some of you, you have ancestors or spirit guides that are coming to you in your dream state. So, you know, make sure that you're at least, you know, setting the intention before you go to bed for, you know, to remember and recall your dreams when you wake up. Okay, for some of you it's a new connection that's coming towards you, because I just saw the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Wands on the split. So some of you have a partnership that's coming into fruition. Okay, but you know, it's like for you to receive certain things you're asking for, it requires our presence. It requires us to be present to the present moment to, you know, receive the phone call or, you know, the invitation or whatever it is. Wow, 2 here. So 2 of Swords with the 2 of Wands. So some of you, there's something happening here that you're not seeing. You're not allowing yourself to see the situation clearly. Some of you may not, you know, even want to look at it. There's something that you're maybe not even wanting to address at this time with the next 72. I feel like some of you, it's like a need to, you know, pull the blindfold off of your face and see something for what it is and allow yourself to move in a different direction. Kind of like allowing yourself to surrender, you know, what it is that you feel like you don't know. Some of you, it's like you don't really know what way to go, what direction to choose. And that could be, you know, a part of what this is. But if there's, you know, a path that you're trying to choose or decide, a decision that needs to be made, and you're kind of undecided about it, not really sure, that could be because you don't have enough information about, you know, what this decision is. And that's why it makes it hard to make it, because you don't have all the information you need, whether this is you choosing to not look for it, or whether it's not being given to you by another person. However that, you know, translates for you, this is going to be a time for you to really get present and allow yourself to go within. So that way, if it's, you know, whichever side that fits on, your intuition will guide you on how to move forward. Okay. You know, if it's a person that you can't trust and you're kind of like, they're not telling me everything, if you have to worry about it, then that's kind of like an indication that maybe it's just time to go in a different direction and just like, you know what, I don't have time and energy to put into this, you know, the confusion and keeping stuff hidden and all that shit, and go in a different direction. But if it's, you know, yourself kind of like just undecided because you don't really know how it's going to pan out, Spirit really wants you to allow yourself to get present with yourself. Take that time to go within, meditate on the situation, and really step into your courage, step into your strength, your pull on your inner strength to make the proper decision that, you know, even if it's uncomfortable, you know it's still at the end of the day, you'll be fine. Okay. So let's see what else there for Leos for the next 72. Interesting. 10 of Swords with the Page of Swords. So it's interesting how we have the 2-2 here and then more swords. So I feel like some of you are you're spending a lot of time in your head at this time, Leo. Some of you have a lot on your mind, and I get it. It completely makes sense. But this is a time where I feel like it's going to be important for you to really take that time you need to go get out in nature, maybe get in some water if you can, get in a body of water if possible. Even taking a bath is helpful to, you know, cleanse that energy and allow, you know, the channels to open up. Because I feel like if there's something, I feel like something could be definitely ending here. Or some of you are maybe wanting to end a situation. And I feel like, you know, it's kind of like at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's what has to be done. But I feel like some of you you're not clear about how to go about it. I feel like you may be feeling like you're stabbing someone in the back by doing this, but I feel like if you know, make sure your ducks are in a row before you do anything, before you make any decisions, you know, have the conversation, then it won't feel like that. It won't feel like you're essentially doing someone wrong by doing what's best for you at the end of the day. You know, because you know, Spirit really wants you to allow yourself to be present and allow yourself to express how you feel. Honor your feelings, even if it, you know, pisses someone else off, even if other people don't agree or don't understand. You know, at the end of the day, that's them problem, not a you problem. You have to do what's best for you. So, you know, if you and if this is like someone that's like ending something that maybe you're not seeing coming, that you're not expecting, you know, allow yourself to really take a look at the situation with the Page of Swords here and really, you know, get clarity about why this happened. You know, sometimes that is what's necessary by you going within, where it's like, even if someone isn't explaining it to you from their perspective, there's always, you know, a higher reason that things happen to us that we need to tap in to the cosmos, right? With the Cosmos card, I am presence, to really get present, to understand why something happened, what that was there to, why that happened to teach us, like what it was trying to teach us in that moment. So let's see what else Spirit for Leos next 72. What's going on? Death and the 7 of Cups. So Scorpio energy here. Some of you may be dealing with the Scorpio. You have Scorpio in your chart. We also have Gemini here with this hammock card. So I feel like, you know, some of you, this is definitely representing an ending. Something may be ending, but I feel like some of you may not realize that, you know, you're not seeing, there's something you're not seeing here, that how this is maybe really benefiting, how this is really helping you, right? I feel like this is, you know, ultimately it's definitely causing some major changes in your experience. But at the end of the day, I feel like what you may not be seeing is how it's opening up doors of opportunity. Okay. Where if other people, or if, like, say if this is a connection where some of you where something's just ending suddenly, unexpectedly, and you're like really hurt about it, I feel like some of you may discover, you know, with this Page of Swords here, you may be getting communication, or it may just come on your radar that, you know, they had other options anyway. They were juggling you anyway. They were dealing with other people anyway. So at the end of the day, it's like they really did you a favor, where it may, like I said, it may not feel like that in the moment, but at the end of the day, you know, your higher self, your spirit guides, your team is always watching out for you. They're always looking out for you. So, you know, if anything, like I said, is ending where it feels, you know, sudden and it's unexpected and it's painful, just know on the other side of that are, you know, many other things that you could choose from, and many other people you can choose from. Are all the opportunities that come to you are going to be meant for you? No, absolutely not. That's where your discernment comes in, your ability to be present and really be real with yourself and express yourself. Is this what I want? Is this what's best for me? Can I really benefit from this, right? How can I grow with this? But for some of you, this is just an opportunity for you to really be honest with yourself, with this truth and integrity here, and really identify what needs healing, right? You know, is this happening to show you where I can use some more healing, where I still, you know, for me to attract that type of energy? Where is that, you know, what trigger is that bringing up, or what wound is that bringing up within that I need to, you know, acknowledge and transmute, so that way this doesn't repeat itself in the future, right? Because then underneath that is celebration, okay? Celebrating your freedom here. I feel like for some of you, it's like ultimately it may, you know, whatever this is that may be ending, It's kind of like you maybe didn't want to look at it. It was kind of like, I really don't want to accept this or admit that I really know deep down my intuition is telling me what's going on. I feel like some of you don't want to see it. You don't really want to look at it. But some of you, this is like something being presented to your face where you have no choice but to look at it. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's making it where you can end this once and for all, and you're never going to be the same. You'll never experience it again because you finally learned the lesson. You finally learned what it was trying to teach you and you know, to begin with, right? By you doing the healing and allowing this healing to take place, allowing yourself to navigate through that and really be present in what this was trying to teach you, how this is really helping you, you know, that's where you really stand in your truth. That's where you're able to really be honest with yourself. And by being honest with yourself, that's how you essentially attract what you really want. By being able to admit that, you know what, I knew that this was happening behind the scenes. I just wasn't ready to look at it, right? But then that's also, again, an opportunity for you to really be strong and pull on your inner strength and, you know, trust this process. Trust that me pushing through is ultimately going to get me to where I need to go, to get me to where I want to be, and ultimately be able to celebrate being free from it. Sorry, my alarm went off, but ultimately it's like setting you up to celebrate your freedom from a situation that maybe felt challenging in the moment, but when you look at it, allow yourself to see it from a higher perspective, right? The eagle flying over all these shards of ice, right? That's essentially, you know, symbolic of, you know, even if you have to do it alone, you can do it, right? It's just allowing yourself to see it from a higher perspective, from a bird's eye view, and see how this is ultimately helping you, or how this is really gonna hurt you. Had you not been able to, had this not happened, you know, the pain probably would have been worse, right? So, yeah, let's see. Let's get some spirit. What's some advice for Leos the next 72? What's some advice? For Leo's next 72 spirit. Three of Swords in reverse. So like I said, this may be something that's painful. It may feel like a loss, but it's just giving you an opportunity to heal a wound that maybe has been there the whole time, right? But you know, certain things have to take place, or certain lessons only that person or that situation could teach you. Like I've even experienced that, where I could identify where it's like that's why that happened with that particular person, because they're the only person that could teach me in that way, to where I would never have to experience that again. I would never go through that shit again, just because of how painful it was, and how much how tumultuous it was, you know, on me, right? Yeah, some of you, this is a breakup. This is, you know, acknowledging that, you know, it may hurt in the moment, but you will heal. You will get past it. Just, you know, this is not, whatever this is, it's not in balance. It's not harmonious. It's not serving you. Okay. You have to sometimes do, and this is, you know, for some of you, indication to choose yourself. Some of you know that a breakup is necessary, that maybe even if it's a break where it's not maybe a complete breakup, but just disconnecting is necessary. Four of Pentacles. So this is about holding back, saving your money. For those of you that, you know that there's a situation that you need to leave, that you don't belong in, this is about saving your money, you know, start, you know, pulling your energy back, you know, reducing your access, the access that people have to your energy, but also keeping what you're doing to yourself, keeping your cards close to your chest, because that's also what this card in this deck represents. Trust is about, you know, keeping the things that you have going on, or things that you're planning that you know you need to do. It for those of you that like need to plan an escape, so to speak, keeping those plans to yourself. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, for Leos for advice? Yeah. Balance, justice. Okay. So whatever this situation is that was wrong, that was done incorrectly, or somebody who's lacked integrity, just know that the scales of justice and karma will get them. Okay. Things will turn out exactly how they're supposed to, but not only that, you will, you know, reap the rewards of being on the right side of karma. Okay. Karma never misses. It comes back, it swings back. It may be in a different way, it may be at a different time, but things will be balanced out. If you've been feeling kind of like in limbo and kind of like, I don't know what's going on, blah blah blah, you know, with this, whatever this is, just know things will start to balance out afterwards. So if you feel like a connection has been like really throwing you off, really fucking up your equilibrium, just know, in you disconnecting and allowing yourself to heal from this and not look at it as a loss, because it's not nothing, in my opinion, even based on my experience, nothing is a loss if it taught you something, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, again, it's about the perspective that you choose to have in the situation. Okay. So that's exactly what, you know, this represents, is the perspective, like I said, looking at it from a bird's eye view and seeing how, you know, this wasn't harmonious anyway. This wasn't in alignment maybe to begin with for some of you. And finally allowing yourself to admit that and accept that, that's where the growth happens. That's where the changes, right, can actually take place, and you transform into who you're really supposed to be by speaking your truth and being honest with yourself and being like, this ain't it. This just ain't fucking it. And that's where things start to balance itself back out for you, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands. So this is, you know, symbolic of when as you do this and things start to balance back out, things start moving ahead very quickly, okay? Archangel Michael, truth, clarity, okay? Clarity about what you need to do going forward, right? 2 8s here, 818. Some of you may be seeing 818, okay? Some of you may be born on the 18th. 8 might be a life path number for some of you. And then look, the hope, this is a star. So this is wish fulfillment, things you've been actually working towards, you're actually aligning to get. But sometimes we need to leave connections behind and disconnect from certain people that may be stopping those blessings from coming in. So I feel like for some of you, this is ultimately a blessing in disguise, but it's about you allowing yourself to be real with yourself and making that hard, tough decision that some of you maybe haven't been wanting to look at or haven't been wanting to make, because you feel like you don't know what's on the other side of making that decision. But ultimately, this is your indication that once you do it, okay, that you know deep down you need to do, that you've been avoiding, right? That's when things start to come back to balance and things start taking off very, very quickly for you, where any confusion, illusion, all that shit is cleared out. Archangel Michael is here, ready to cut shit out for you, ready to show you the truth of a situation, of a person, but also show you the truth of how strong you are in a situation, right? Whatever you've been working for, this is letting you know you're on the right path. You got to keep going, but there's some people that need to be cut out that's hindering your path or blocking, you know, creating blockages and delays in your path towards what it is that you want, okay? Things, again, hiding underneath the surface. People, for some of you, this is someone competing with you behind the scenes and you don't even know, okay? So I feel like, you know, but that's, again, part of the journey, is to learn to be able to discern and identify that type of energy, and then choose yourself, love yourself enough to disconnect from him and decide that this ain't it and walk the fuck away. Okay, so that's for some of you, that you're being guided to walk away from a situation that you really haven't kind of like, you know, like, I don't know, but I feel like deep down you know that someone, you know, is backstabbing you, betraying you, doing you wrong behind the scenes. And I feel like some of you are finally gonna allow yourself to ask the question, because some people, they'll tell you, but it's just a matter of what you ask them, right? I've learned that some men, women, doesn't matter, they operate like that, right? Where it's like, don't ask, don't tell. If they don't ask me, I ain't gonna say shit. But if you know that it's just something you haven't been ready to deal with, you know, for some of you, it's just asking the question, doing the research. For some of you, you've been guided to, you know, dig into be your own, like, kind of like private eye investigator. If that's what you're being guided to do, some of you, you know, this is what's happening, where you're identifying something, you're maybe getting a piece of information. Some of you are getting communication. You may be getting a phone call. It could be an accident, maybe a message that gets sent to you that was supposed to go to someone else. However this plays out, but it's definitely going to cause some change here, something that's ending, that I feel like has to do with, you know, someone that's been dealing with more than one person, but ultimately it's freeing you, because it wasn't balanced anyway. This wasn't a harmonious connection to begin with, and that's why you're being guided here with the advice to go ahead and remove yourself, choose yourself, love yourself enough to decide that I deserve better and I can have better and I'm manifesting better because I'm worthy. You just have to, you know, you just got to do it. Walk the fuck away, okay? Leave the past behind. Confidence, be confident in yourself enough to do that, because you have it. You just got to choose it. So Leos, that is what I have for you. I really pray that, you know, as difficult as this might be for those that this resonates